Hi, my name is Emily Wilmoth. I'm a co-founder of Solar Charge Incorporated. Our goal as a company is to help our clients and the general public always have access to a charged phone. Having a charged phone can help and can be beneficial in many ways. Bella will be talking more about those in a little bit. Did you know that according to the Washington Post, the average person in their 20s spends about 4 hours and 15 minutes on their phone daily? This can affect you in many ways. A battery charge is very important, especially for people who might be walking home alone at night. Having a charged phone can be very beneficial and a safety precaution in some situations. I am now going to turn things over to Bella, who's going to talk about some of the situations that you could be in where you would need a charged phone with you.
Hi, I'm Bella. I'm also a Solar Charge Incorporated co-founder. Cell phones have become a crucial part of society and being able to function, especially in the age of coronavirus that we're living in. With the advancement of technology, you can attend business meetings, write papers for school, call someone who's thousands of miles away, and keep up with the world going on around you, all from just one device. For example, 64% of young adult cell phone users had used their phone to get information that they needed right away at least once, according to the Pew Research Center. Therefore, being without this device can not only be annoying, but especially in emergency situations, it can be costly. A solution that we've designed and we believe in is a solar-powered phone case. This phone case would charge and absorb the sun's rays and will charge it, and then would charge your phone when switched on. By doing this, it would allow people to charge their phones without having to plug it into an outlet or get electricity. This solves problems such as a phone dying in an emergency situation, being scared to travel where there's no electric, or having to fight over chargers, and also would help save money on electric. Having solar-powered phone cases would also help improve the environment because it would be using an alternative power source other than electricity. According to the Pew Research Center, 40% of cell phone owners said that they found themselves in an emergency situation in which having their phone with them helped. You never know when you're going to be in an emergency situation. Therefore, you never really know when you have to have your phone charged. Having a solar-powered phone case would almost always be charged. Having a solar-powered phone case would fix this problem because your case would almost always be charged if you were outside during some point in that day. If you were in an emergency situation and absolutely had to make a phone call, but your phone was about to die and you had our solar-powered phone case, you could easily just switch the case on and not have to worry about your phone dying during that phone call. This is not only a huge convenience to have, but it could potentially save your life and your loved ones. Having a solar-powered phone case would also allow people to travel without access to electricity. By allowing people to charge their phone just by being outside, they could plan camping or fishing trips or any trips where they were outside of electricity and didn't have access to a power outlet. This would allow them to take pictures, listen to music, and use their phones like they would on a daily basis, even though they didn't have access to electricity. While this might not help everybody, it would definitely be a huge convenience for people who like to take trips like this. According to NPR, teens and young adults spend roughly 4 to 7 hours a day on their phone, as Emily mentioned earlier. Most of this time spent on phones is for entertainment purposes and roughly accounts for a fourth of their entire day. Because of this, there's been an increase in demand for chargers. So for families and large friends groups, finding a charger for everyone can cause issues. Having a solar-powered phone case would eliminate this problem as they could just flip a switch and charge their phone. Also, by having this case, it would save people money because they would not have to invest in expensive chargers that are likely to break and tear down over time anyway. Having solar-powered phone cases would also help our environment, as solar-powered energy only accounts for 1.6% of total U.S. electricity generation, according to Solstice, which is a solar energy company. By spreading the use of solar-powered phone cases, we could increase this number and also help the environment, as it would lower the amount of fossil fuels being burnt to provide electricity. So the case would be a convenience, but it would also help save the planet, which is also a problem that we're facing. Overall, there's a huge need for cell phones to be charged because we're on them for so many things every day. Cell phone users have cell phone usage has risen tremendously over the past decade, and the average age of people using cell phones keeps expanding. Kids as young as 2 or 3 know how to navigate a cell phone, and people as old as 90 use cell phones to keep in touch. So many people rely on their phones every day to communicate with loved ones or to do their job so that they can make money. This means that they have to have a way to charge them and keep them charged. And by investing in a solar-powered phone, it would make it a lot easier for them to accomplish this. Now, I'm going to turn it over to Ashton, who will be discussing different ways our product will help satisfy our customers. Thank you.
Ashton Cork, and I am the third co-founder of Solar Charged Incorporated, and I will be discussing the satisfaction this product could bring to consumers. So first off, something about the case. It will be as lightweight and thin as we could possibly make it, so it could fit in your pocket instead of being bulky enough where you would have to fit it into a bag that would take up much needed room for something else. It is completely charged by the sun, and there is another type of product like this that uses solar powered charging cables, but it is a phone case that only charges about 50% with the sun. The rest you will have to use a cable to charge it with. Another thing that is good about this is that the solar panels do have a 3 to 4 year warranty on them. So if you need them to be changed or fixed or something, it's completely covered. Another thing that's good is that it is completely water resistant. So being caught in the rain, in the snow, dropping it in a puddle, won't have to worry about it damaging your phone. Another good thing is that it has an extra battery in the back that holds extra charge. So when your phone gets to about 100%, then it will start transferring the battery power into the battery pack so it can hold it later. So using that, it would charge your phone about 3 to 4 times throughout the day, depending on what is needed. And as mentioned before, there is a button that you can press to turn the charging power off. So if your phone is completely charged, you can turn it off, or if it has enough charge that it wouldn't need that anymore, then you can just turn it off and save the battery for later. The durability part is also really good. It's kind of like the OtterBox, so it would not be able to break as easily being knocked around or something. And I'm sure we've all been in that situation where we had class or work and we needed a charging cable, so we threw it in our bag, and by the time we needed it, it was at the very bottom with everything heavy on top, and by the time we pulled it out, it's almost halfway broken. So that'll completely throw that out the window. There's no need for cables, no need for wall blocks. So I think the satisfaction for this is more than satisfactory, and it won't be just a plain color. There will be different designs for it. I think we will go full 2000s and have leopard print, cherry, anything you can think of. So now I'm going to throw it to Haley for the actual visualization of our product.
Hi, I'm Haley. I'm another co-founder of Solar Charged Incorporated. And as Ashton was saying, one of our biggest features is that instead of having, I'm gonna get closer, instead of having these 3 to 4 dots on the case that charging cases normally have to indicate how much battery power is left, we're gonna have one light to indicate, and it's gonna change color depending on how much battery power is remaining in the battery before it needs to be charged again. Our solar panels will fit mostly in these nooks that you see in many of the cases that are made, which oftentimes make the case either bulky or kind of uncomfortable to hold or put in a pocket. We also mentioned that we want our design to be thin. So we want our design to be similar to this or to the Apple case that is relatively thin, but still has both notches at the top and the bottom. they just basically added the battery to the back of their normal thin case. We don't want these big, bulky cases that you have to carry around. It's basically like carrying around a second phone taped to your first phone. We also want to include a button, like many of the cases have, to be able to turn on the charging and turn it off whenever you want. And when the battery pack is charging itself, the charging will automatically turn off when it reaches 100%. That will ensure a longer battery life. And as Ashton said before, we will be able to replace these solar panels. These solar panels will be fully replaceable because they will be placed in a similar area, such as this top notch on this phone. And as Ashton said before, the solar panels and our cases will be fully waterproof and drop proof. They'll be similar to designs such as OtterBox and LifeProof, where they'll potentially have a screen cover on the front so you can drop it in water, and there's no worry about the solar panel because solar panels are traditionally designed to withstand weather and other extreme things such as hailstorms without breaking. We will also include a charging port similar to the one on this case. So that way, if you want to connect your phone to something like your laptop or your car and you don't want to have to take the case off, that will also be an option for you. And it will ensure the satisfaction of our customers so they don't have to continue to take their case off. Because believe me, I know. I've had a charging case before and it was really frustrating to have to connect it to everything or to have to carry around an extra cord extender just to be able to connect it to my laptop. And then that became annoying when I forgot that. So we want to work with companies to be able to ensure that we don't have to have those extra little extenders to make connections to our phone cases to other products. We want to ensure pure satisfaction for our customers. And I'm finally going to hand it over to Emily, who is going to discuss why our product is so necessary for the public and why we need your investment.
As my peers have previously discussed, there are many benefits to our product that can help you in your daily life and possibly save your life in a dire emergency. To reiterate some of those good points that were made, our product will be helpful, energy efficient, and will be lightweight and slim. You don't have to carry around a big bulky phone, which can be a pain in the butt. And oftentimes, if you're wearing a skirt or a dress, you don't have a lot of places to put it. So you're just carrying this thing around all day. While you could choose our competitors, I would suggest you choose our product. Like Ashton previously said, our competitor's product will only charge halfway with solar power and then must finish charging with an outlet or a cord. This is the opposite of what you would want to do. You should not have to settle for a case that only gives half charge. Earlier in the speech, Bella gave some examples of situations of where this product could be helpful. Being able to have a charge on your phone can truly be a lifesaver, especially if you're a young woman walking alone late at night. Being able to call for help in an emergency is a vital thing that everyone should be able to have access for. If you give us your money, it will go into product production and marketing. We will use the money to make the phone cases and to help charge phones across the country without having to use a phone charger that plugs into a wall. Thank you for your time today, and I hope you consider our product for the running.
Yay.